Caulder Richardson, and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. And this is part of my series to help you that I have here that Spirit told me to do, the spiritual short lessons. And they also told me about this particular series. Don't miss it. If you haven't seen the first one, go back. They're short, good information. And I'm doing a whole series, 1 through 7, 7 weeks on gaslighting. That's going to help a lot of you light workers out there that are rocking and rolling, doing great in life, and then you meet a gaslighter. And that can just really halt things in your life and your successes and your happiness. And, you know, this might be something that people watching have experienced. Many of the gaslighters are also known as narcissists. And so we're going to cover this whole thing and also how to recovery, how to handle it, how to spot it. It's going to be incredibly helpful to so many people. It's going to give them so much relief. And again, this is a personal thing to me because I have experienced this. This is so much of my many near-death experiences and out-of-body experience was around. I had a prime parent that was a narcissist, a prime one, but then it seems like others took notes from them, and then I got ganged up on. So I know a lot about gaslighting, and it can be devastating at any age, whether you're a child or you're older. And so we're going to go through and really define what this is and ways that you can overcome that. But first, we got to identify it. Now, if you watch the first one, we'll talk about what it is a little bit. I do want to do a quick review what gaslighting is, and that is it is a form of psychological abuse. It is a technique, it's a manipulative technique used to control people by undermining their reality, their dreams, their ambitions, their memories, really your existence of who you are. Your essence. And so the goal of this is to undermine you. That is the goal. So it is actually insidious. It's actually really nasty. The goal, don't feel sorry for gaslighter because they can be very dangerous. I mean, on some level, it's sad that they're at that point. They feel like they need to do this to people, but they are quite, a lot of them can be even charming. They're very dangerous. So it's important that you have the skills and understanding. So the purpose is to invalidate the other person so they can be misled, confused, in a state of turmoil, sick, depressed, angry, emotions are running all over the place. They like to shift blame to other people, not themselves. Gaslighting works better over time. So over time, that's, can wear you down. It really is a form of mind control. So it can completely wear you down. And it is used in mind control tactics. So who are these people, these gaslighters? Many of them are also known as narcissists. And again, they may not come across arrogant and cocky. They may be someone who's, I'm the victim, but they're always talking about themselves. So, it's anyone who's really obsessed with themselves. And it could be, I did this and that today. That's hard to detect too, but ultimately they don't really care about anyone but themselves. That's really the ultimate goal. So they could be from different backgrounds or what have you, and different tone levels, happy, sad, depressed. But it's still the same. So these gaslighters are very manipulative, and some can be charming, and they will try to win you over. So do keep that in mind. There are some that are very good at this and crafty that really know how to control in a way that you do feel like it's your fault and you did absolutely nothing. So they had, in order for them to be successful, a gaslighter, they have to win your trust, right? So they're going to come across, whether you're dating someone like this, someone's a friend, they've got to come through in the beginning. You're great. They got to compliment you. They've got to win you over. They need to, show that, pretend, let's use the word pretend, that they are interested in you, that you're wonderful. And then it changes. So it's false. It's like crocodile tears. It is not real. They are not real tears. This is part of their thing to appear charming and flawless, maybe likable, maybe organized, they have it together, even maybe popular, right? But they'll provide compliments, maybe gifts, maybe both. They'll act like an ally, and then they'll start to undermine you. So, get ready. Here are the 10 ways you can identify who a gaslighter is. And again, they're tricky, so you got to be up on your game. So first of all, they start telling lies. These aggressions may start small, white lies, if you want to call it, small lies. Seemingly insignificant incidents, as the gaslighter slowly shifts the power of balance in their favor. So the goal is to undermine you. The first warning is just a blatant lie. It could be something super simple. If a person is telling you something that's absolutely true, but they're saying it with a straight face that is not true, that is the most basic form of gaslighting. And you figure, well, they must have misunderstood that. And they're like, no, they're just lying to you. So an example would be, if I'm the gaslighter, I could say, well, I never went to college. I never told you I did that. And you're like, yeah, you did. You told me you went to Appalachian. And then you're like, no, I never said that. I don't know where you got that from. They outright lie. Or it could be they lie about you. It could be you say, I thought you said that you went by the store and got food tonight. And then you're like, no, I just told you I didn't do that. No, you told me you did that. So it's just an outright lie. And you may confuse it for, oh, they must have forgotten. They didn't forget. The next is they trivialize your feelings. So gaslighters often make the needs and feelings of others seem trivial or unimportant. And it's their job to point out things that make you feel silly about your feelings. For example, they could say words like, why do you act so sensitive? Or my favorite that I would hear would be, you're acting so dramatic over things. And another one, is this no big deal? Just stop talking about it. Or what I really like is this one I heard like growing up. You think too much. I mean, how can you think too much? What's going to happen? Your brain's going to explode. So I heard that. When you think too much. Yeah, tell that to Einstein. So, there'll be different ones. You'll have to see which one is yours to give you. Those are some examples. They deny. They outright, this is the third one, they deny anything. That you know to be true. For example, they could say, I thought you were going to get takeout Chinese, and then you said, no, I told you I'm late from coming home from work. I can't do that. So, well, I've been sitting here and I'm starving. I was waiting for that. And so they just change it around, and they just do this all the time with everything. So after a while, you think you're going crazy. I mean, this could be it could be the laundry. I mean, it's just really about everything. Well, you said you were going to do that. No, I didn't. I said I wasn't even going to be home to do that, but they'll do every single thing. So it's enough to drive you nuts. They weaponize also the closest people to you. So they will isolate you. Let's say if you're the victim, they'll isolate you from your support network, whether it be your family, your friends, your coworkers, in order to manipulate your reality. So no, you don't get a check from someone else like, isn't that right? Sue, and then they're like, and then your friend would go, yeah. So they don't like to have them around because they don't want anyone checking behind them. So, and they also talk about your friends like, oh, well, don't ask your friend Lucy to come. She doesn't really like you. She's not very trustworthy. I mean, she's really a bore. She talks about herself. She doesn't really care about you. And so they try to put a wedge between you and your friends so you don't have that support. They plant seeds of doubt of your self-worth, and they do this a lot, okay? That's just a common thing they do. So they often prey upon these gaslighters, upon the self-esteem of their partners, believing they will be cherished more after the fact, such as you can expect a gaslighter partner to, twist the truth around they like twisting the truth. They'll take a bit of the truth and some lies. They have you so confused and upside down. So they're trying to convince the victim, that would be you in this case, or me, what they're saying is true, but yet they're outright lying. So they'll go to elaborate details sometimes, and even bringing in others to support their lies. Like, didn't you see me there? Yeah, I don't know, maybe. And so they cannot be caught. And if they are, they would lie. And they would outright lie and say no. They would never admit to anything. All right. So they plant the doubt. So it would be like this. An example would be, I know you said you're well respected at work and people really like what you're doing. However, I ran into your coworker Mike that you work with, and he said that, I hate to tell you this. I'm just saying this because I care about you, but he said you're actually really lazy and people just don't respect you there at all. Maybe you should get a new job because they don't really like you. See? But I'm just saying that because I care. Okay? I'm sure, right? Some of you have heard that. Something like that. Okay, so many of these are narcissists. And again, they may not come across arrogant, but inside it's just about them. They're constantly seeking validation for their own ego, and they're constantly talking about their life. It could be they're talking about their life, well, things never go right, blah, 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 woe is me, but they're still a narcissist. They don't have to be arrogant. They could be, but they're still all about them. They will not accept any blame whatsoever. They never will. Even if they're caught right there, they will not. And if they're caught, they will not show any empathy or sorrow. So don't expect it. Don't get all your paperwork lined up and check it off. It won't work. That'll just make them angry. They also want others to fail. They want others to fail. And they want them to be, they don't want people to do well in life. And, it's just, this whole thing about themselves is because they feel they're in fear of other people doing better than them, and they don't trust people. They got problems. So, which leads me to number 7. These gaslighters or narcissists, they have baggage. Duh. They have baggage. The gaslighter is secretly in fear they will be found out, and they'll be they've been emotionally damaged. Again, I feel sorry for them as much as I feel sorry for other people, but seriously, they can be very dangerous. So they bypass any attention and blame to them to other people, and they'll throw that other person under the bus, not a problem, in a minute, whatever that is. Loss of a job, loss of your heart being broken, whatever, they don't care. So the next one, number 8, is they never take accountability for their actions, which all this kind of goes hand in hand. But again, when challenged or confronted, so if you get the material, you get the so-and-so, you get the friend and say, we saw you, blah, 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 they're going to deny it. They're going to deny it right in front of your face, and it's going to make them many times very angry. It's going to be a scene. It doesn't work, okay? It does not work to confront a gaslighter. They're never going to own up. So just going to tell you, not a good tactic. I got other tactics that will work better. Mainly boundaries and getting away from them, but this one is not going to work. And you can try it and see what a commotion that it will have. So when challenged or confronted, it does get worse with them. It could be a full-on attack and mentally exhausting per day. So I don't know if you want to go through that. If you want to test it and see, it probably will be unpleasant. Number 9, these gaslighters, they have unlimited excuses and justifications when confronted, even when caught at saying something they didn't do. They have detailed justifications for doing what they do. They won't even make you feel guilty for what they did. Good ones, they can turn it around. I'm serious. It's crazy. They hide their guilt, giving you false hope. I'll change, or like, oh yeah, what? You misunderstood. That's not what I meant. I care about you. So they'll move it around because they want to still keep manipulating you. They don't want you to go anywhere. They want to destroy you all the way down, but they can't do that if you go away. So they'll give you complimentary words, loving, flowery words to bring you back into the lion's den so they can slowly chew your arm off. That's how they work. That's how they best work. So don't fall for it. Make no mistake, they're not genuine about anything that they're saying or their compliments any more than a snake is smiling right before they devour their prey. It's very similar. Number 10, they will outright praise you, with the exception is when they followed up with a derogatory statement in passive aggressive way. So they're passive aggressive if they compliment you. They can compliment you in the very beginning. It's usually real fakey. They're usually not good at the compliments. Okay, they're like, oh yeah, blah, blah. And many times people are so desperate for a compliment they don't really see it. But but later on, for sure, they'll do it in a passive aggressive way. You did great at the baseball game, especially considering you're really bad at sports. You see, so this is not really a compliment. That's how they work. So look, this is good news. These are out there. It's sad these people are so miserable, but they can make your life a living hell. So there's ways that you can identify that and be able to move past that. So there's 5 main tactics that they use, and then we're going to go into, so you can actually identify, we're going to go into the details of how the tactics they use, and then how to recover from some exercises to be able to identify, and how to recover from a gaslighter and the gaslighting treatment. And it's very real. I find this is a very common thing with light workers. So look, if you know someone in your life like this now or have in the past, don't be ashamed. Just take this in stride. This is just something that you can learn from. And I feel like everything's a learning lesson, and learn from this. So you have your 10 lessons of the 10 ways to identify the gaslighter. And then the next time we'll be talking about the 5 mental tactics used by gaslighters to make you feel like you're crazy. And I've got a ton of statements, tons of examples, different categories, and it's just, a lot of people are going to feel a lot of relief seeing this, and in some ways you almost have to laugh because it's like, oh my gosh. So stay tuned next time. Thank you so much for watching Wisdom Wednesday. Subscribe, share with your friends if this will help them, and look forward to seeing you next time. Much love. Bye-bye. Please subscribe, like, and make comments, and support this channel by becoming a member. Thank you for your continued support.